And that is one of my biggest failures for the past 24 years, in fact. Universe, please, paisa de do. Please, 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 paisa de do. Burnt a lot of bridges without any reason. That literally like keeps me awake at night that I'm not. Well, hello. Hi. This video is last video of 2024 and I just want to document this Rossi in 2024. And you probably don't know me. I don't think it matters who I am, but I'm just gonna declutter my room while I tell you 24 failures of my 2024. If you hear any noise, that's my mom cooking in the kitchen. First of all, I'm gonna declutter my skincare first. My first failure is I failed to create content. So I've been someone who always wanted to create content because it feels like I always have so much to tell and so much stories to share to the world. But I did end up making an Instagram, but somehow I couldn't keep up by posting regularly and creating content, and then I just stopped creating altogether. And I did have some viral reels, but if you're somebody who wants to create content, the first rule is you have to keep creating content and getting better at it. Number 2 is not saving enough money. A little backstory on that is that I took up one of my first official corporate in-office job back in May of this year, and somehow it felt like, I needed a change from the remote job I already had, and I had the opportunity to go on my first ever all expenses paid international trip. And somehow when they applied for my visa couldn't go through because I didn't have enough funds, although I did have funds transferred into my account, but they were not like long term. So failure number 3 is not meeting expectations. As I mentioned that I already decided to take up a new job which is full-time in office job, right? But then what happened is I felt like like I was hired with a lot of expectations, and the pay is also very good. So somehow first 6 months I couldn't get any results for the company I work for. It felt like maybe I'm not good enough. But then eventually 7 months into it, we hit our first 1k subscribers, and now we're standing on almost 13k subscribers for the company I work for. So the lesson from the failure number 3 is that it takes time, okay? Everything takes time. You may be doing the right thing, but you have to just keep doing it. Like from the time I've joined in the company, I think we've at least posted one video a day. Maybe 1 or 2 we've missed a here and there, but consistency really pays off, and it has motivated me also. I'm like, if I can do for the company, why haven't I done it for myself? So hence this video, and I'm hoping to be more consistent. Hoping nahi, but definitely be more consistent with it. Failure number 4 is maintaining relationship. Yes, I was in a relationship at the beginning of this year, but I'm no longer in it. Neither do I have any friends that I can call if there was an emergency, and if I wanted to talk to somebody. I don't have any friends because I'm stupid and I burnt a lot of bridges without any reason, which I regret a lot, and I wish I didn't do that. And now actively in 2025, at least I will actively make a point to make friends. Sounds miserable. If you have friends from your school, college, don't burn any bridges because you'll regret and it hurt later on when you don't have any friends. So failure number 5 is not meeting my goals. I have entire wall that says 5 areas of my life that I wanted to achieve, and none of them have been achieved for 2024 in terms of health, wealth, career, family, travel, business. I think the ones which I have put, I've nearly made it like in terms of I have made progress, but I've not achieved the goals that I put on the vision board. Basically vision, there is no vision on it, but in terms of health, I started running, and yes, I've managed to keep a little bit of weight off my. And then I also, in terms of wealth, I think this year, I think the maximum amount of money I have made, especially consecutively, right? I've made and then career wise, I think, yeah, it was the best decision to take in terms of getting a job, because I learned a lot. And let me know if you want to like a vlog from my workplace, I can make that. In terms of family, I think we've made a lot of progress because I've put a lot of goals as a family, and we did end up going on a first vacation with my mom. Vacation as such, as at least a trip for that matter. We went on a 3-day trip and it was very fun. In terms of business also, I put 2 goals. Not happening, but I don't think I've put in the work in 2024 to actually actively achieve my goals. I just went with the flow. Just work on your goals, even if it means taking 1 hour every day or taking an off from work to work on something that you wanted to do, because then a year passes by or 10 months passes by in your work, and then you just I didn't work, I didn't meet any of my goals. So Don't do that. Yeah, so failure number 6 is not taking care of myself. Yes, in January I started off strong, thinking I'll go to the gym, and none of that happened. February, March, April. But then I got into my job in April, and from there everything went downhill. I think I've gained around 5-6 kg since I've joined work, and it's nothing to do with work, and I'm not blaming anybody at work, but the stress and me not taking care of my health, not taking care of what I eat, because suddenly a lot of money was coming in and access to a lot of junk food. And I think I've not taken care of my hair. My hair is falling, my skin is not doing that well, and my body's gained a lot of weight. And if you're someone who joined a new job or have been in a job, always prioritize your health, because around October of this year I started running. I ran my first 5 kilometers and it felt so good, and from that time onwards I've ran like 3 other runs, like a 10 kilometer, a 10 kilometer and a 10 kilometer from October till December, and it felt so good. And I think I've performed better at work, and work has also gotten me results from the time I was in a better state of mind and not stressed. There is different seasons in everybody's life. For me, season 1 from the time I joined till October was like grind, was figuring out what am I supposed to do, because I've never been in a setting where there are more than 10 people, and this time there was like a completely different dynamic. I had to learn a lot of things. From October till now, like December, it feels like I've started my season number 2, which is, finding a balance. I know it sounds cliche, but you just have to make time. Really now, like from the time I've started running, like October, November, what I've done is, like let's just say Monday I will go for work and I will finish my work and everything, and then around 6:30 I eat my dinner there only, because I finish work around 7:30. I'll eat my dinner at around 6:30 in office only, which is leftover lunch, which I get from a person who does lunch at work. And then I come home, at least I do a little bit of reading and a little bit of editing and content, and then I sleep, and then I wake up. To Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays is when I run. So Tuesdays morning is around 4:30 I wake up, and then even 4:35 a.m. I wake up, and 5:30 I go for a run, and then I continue with my day, like go to work, and then it follows. It's like I figured it out. It feels like I figured it out, but I did not take care of my health, and that was my failure number 6, which is not taking care of my health. And somehow in October, November, December, I felt so good and in control. If you have a 9 to 5 or like a corporate job where you have to be physically present, just find a way to move your body and everything else will fall in place. Also, if I am out of breath, it's basically because I have cold, and I'm still trying to crank it despite having cold, because a year later I want to look back and be like, that was me. Failure number 7 is not reading a lot of books. The Rossi I was 2-3 years ago. I used to read 100 books a year. In 2024 I might have finished 1 or 2, but I don't think I've retained the information, and I have so many books sitting here. Books is my therapy. At least in the last 3 months of my season number 2, what I do is, whilst driving to work and whilst driving back from work, I just listen to audiobooks and I call it a day, and then I come home. I'm currently reading The Content Creator's Handbook by Varun Maya and Achina Maya. Big fan of theirs. I've also taken their video editing course and definitely recommend. It has also motivated me to consistently create content, because your unfair advantage should be that you can put out more content than your competitors. Even if you're not cool enough, you don't have a cool lifestyle, or you don't have a face card, I think your unfair advantage is, what I've read from the book, is consistent content or faster content than your competitor. So the more you're cranking it out, the better you get at it, and the better you are at telling your story. And I think people want to hear stories more than ever right now. Failure number 8 is not able to work as a team. So I've already mentioned that I started, a new job, and it felt like, like initially I had I couldn't adjust in a team. I used to have a lot of indifferences, and you know who I'm talking about if you're watching it. There are a lot of lessons I learned from going for a job, okay? But I used to think like, everybody has to work the way I work. I've learned over the time that, people have different ways of working, and when you're working in person especially, do your work and be done with it. So if you're somebody who is joining a new job, or has been in the job and cannot work as a team, and take this as a lesson that it just gets better over time. Just hang in there, it gets better. Number 9 is not being able to be true to my craft. So I started video editing a year and 5 months ago, and it felt like, video editing or, creating video videos or editing them is my calling, but somehow I don't think I wouldn't call myself a great editor, because like there are so many great editors out there. I think I have good enough skills that can get by, but I genuinely like editing videos. It's just that anything that you like, if you make it a career, it becomes taxing. So that's what happened to me, because I girl bossed a bit too hard as a video editor. Then I got a full-time job, video editor come social media manager. It became like a chore, and now I made peace that maybe video editing is not something I want to do full-time, as like, you know, like become the best video editor. I think I'm leaning more towards filmmaking, storytelling, and hence I don't know where this video is going at this point, but we have another 14 failures to go. So I hope you have snacks and everything, okay? Failure number 10 is more like not keeping up my word. I think that's something that I've gotten a feedback on a lot, like at work. Like, you know, I am really bad at taking accountability, and I'm really bad at keeping words, which I actively tried to, you know, change for 2024, but still there's a lot of work that needs to be put, because I think accountability is something very rare to find these days. You'll find a lot of people who can do a lot of things, but getting them to do what they say is a big hassle. That's why I don't have my own agency, because I am somebody who cannot keep accountability, and I couldn't keep others account. If you're somebody who struggles with accountability, and if you have solved it for yourself, tell me, because this is something I'm actively trying to change for 2025, because I want to be somebody who's reliable. You know, people can rely on me. I want to become that person. Like, you know, a higher version of myself is becoming fit, becoming accountable, becoming reliable, and, you know, becoming... Failure number 11 is not journaling or writing enough. As much as I wish to read, I wish to write also. In fact, I do have this book that's basically all my diary entries from 2020 till now, and I also have one for 2018 and I have one 2019. And this one has all 2020, 2021, 2022, 2024. So you can imagine, barely written anything, and I should love writing, you know. The other day I was running and I met this a new friend or new lady who joined running after 2 years of a gap, and she told me that she writes coffee table books, and I was like, yeah, I love writing too. And then I was like, no, I cannot make this a career. And then she was like, yeah, writing is not something you should do as a career. It should be something that you should do it as a, you know, leisure time, you know, once you are like, you know, in your retirement basically. I know, don't come at me, but somehow I agree with them. That's why I didn't make it a career, but I love writing, and it helps me sort the chaos in my head. But I think this year also I have written a lot of quality work, because in terms of scripts and in terms of writing content, I have written a lot of good contents, like long form videos for work especially, and even for my Instagram. If you want to check out, it's rossi.dorado. I think I've gotten better at script writing, but and if you're somebody who loves to write, I think I would definitely say you should write like at least 40 minutes a day, because yesterday at night also, like, I was trying to write and I was like, you know, I couldn't find words to write because I'm so out of touch. Failure number 12, I would failing to not compare myself with others. See, jealousy comes very naturally to me, okay, and that is also something I'm really trying to change. It comes very naturally to me. You tell me that you have something better than me, I'll be very jealous and envious about you, and then I'll get very super competitive. And it's like, you know, you're seeing so many things, and I think everybody goes through it, where everyone's like, you know, like doing better than you, and they have more money than you, and they're traveling more than you, and it feels so sad because you don't have that what they have. And yeah, I think the best solution to that is just to keep doing what you love to do, and other than that, if you have some tips, please drop. So failure number 13 is not quitting my phone addiction. I have a very addictive personality. If I get something, I get very addictive to it. Like, you know, like that's why I don't play like mobile games, and I don't do anything like that. Like even running, I feel like since the time I started running, I've gotten a bit addicted to it, that, you know, I want to do, like even if I'm sick, even if I've not slept, I'll try to do it. Phone addiction is something I really wanted to break, but I don't think that is going to happen in 2025. But I think I've minimized the phone addiction, because nowadays, because I run, like I wake up in the morning, I'm so tired by the end of the day, I don't have time, even at work, right? There's no time to scroll for fun anymore. As much as I wanted to, you know, like completely my phone addiction, I don't think it has happened. Failure number 14 is not traveling enough. Of course, this stems from a place that I did not save money, and I don't have money for traveling, but I love traveling. And if there's any net Geo out there watching these, please send me on a trip. I'll record everything for you. Even if it is with tigers, please send me. I will record everything for you and I'll send it back. Please plug me. But yeah, when I was 22 years old, I decided, you know, I made this whole plan that, you know, I will move out when I was 22 22, and it kind of feels like I'm 2 years behind than what my initial plan was. I think I made the plan when I was 20 that I will move out at 22 and I'll travel all these places. My goal is to travel every country and at least, stay in like Dubai, Singapore for at least 2, 3, 5 years. It feels like I'm behind schedule, 2 years behind schedule, but I've not even been outside the country. Traveled only Bombay, Bangalore and Delhi. That's it. That literally keeps me awake at night, that I've not seen the world and I've not traveled. Something I want to actively change for 2025 is that I want to travel more. I want to do more things, see more new experiences. That being said, we are officially officially decluttered our skincare, and I need new skincare. So skincare companies out there, please send me skincare. At this point, I'm just begging for stuff. Failure number 15 is not taking enough risks in 2024. I think one of my biggest risks was quitting my remote job and taking up a very comfortable corporate job. And I don't think I've taken any other risk other than that after that. Not taking enough risk, not doing things that matter. Or I'm passionate about creating content, going places, vlogging. I've missed vlogging so much. I miss vlogging so much. I miss it to my core. But I know that maybe vlogging is not my calling. I actually enjoy vlogging, but at least for now, I don't have that much of an interesting life to vlog. Not taking enough risks in 2024. Definitely want to change in 2025. Take a lot of risk and experience a lot of adventure, because I'm turning 25. In 2025, they say brain growth stops after 25, and I was like, I have just 1 year to make new memories and for my brain to have all these connections, right? So something I want to actively change in 2025 is take more risk, do more adventurous things, and I want to make a lot of memories and be when I'm old, I can tell my kids your mom, when she was 25, she went and did these things and it was so cool. Failure number 16 is not able to pay off all my debts. Yes, your girl has a lot of debts, so please subscribe. I need to make a lot of money and pay off all the debts that I have, that I've taken out of stupidity and out of need. This also is similar to failure number 2, which is not saving enough money, because I don't have money, because I have got debts to pay, and I don't know why I have debts, because I make a lot of money, but it's a cycle. And in 2025 I want to completely not have any debts. And debts, okay, not debts. I have emergency money, have enough money to travel, and that is something I'm actively trying to manifest. Universe, please paisa de do, please paisa de do. Failure number 17 is not learning a new skill. I really wanted to learn sign language in 2024, just out of one day I woke up and I was like, I want to learn sign language. So I don't think I've learned any new skill in 2024 other than all the new experiences about my job, and first time going to the job, first time being in a team. Other than that, I don't think I've done anything learned a new skill, and that's something I want to actively change for 2025, which is learn sign language. Second, also want to learn pottery. For some reason, I really want to learn pottery because I feel like it's very, 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 very therapeutic. So I want to do that in 2025. Failure number 18 is not using all the resources I have to their full potential. That is one of the third biggest failures I have. Is I have an iPhone from work, of course, sitting with me, iPhone 15 that too. I have a GoPro that I bought. I have this very massive PC. I have a Insta360 gimbal. I have so many tripods, and I'm always giving excuses that I don't have resources. I don't have this light. I have such a nice family. I have all the opportunity that I can create content with, but I don't think I have used all the resources and all the unfair advantages I have to my full potential. And that is one of my biggest failures for the past 24 years, in fact, not just this year. Something I want to actively change is do your best with whatever you have, wherever you are. Doesn't matter if you have the best lighting, but yeah, having better equipment, having better audio helps. So if you're somebody who does have a lot of resources and still give excuses, have a pretty face and still say you can't create content, that's on you. So failure number 19, we have another 5 more to go, so please hang in there. I hope you're still hanging in there. If you're watching till now, you're like my biggest friend, and I hope this is not mom. Mama, you're watching till now. Your daughter's a failure. She thinks she's cute. Really. Failure number 19 is not being selfless this year. You know me personally. You know that I will say yes to everything. I cannot say no. I cannot say no to anybody. I will say yes and I will get it done. But I think 2024 has been a year where I have been a little selfish, and it has been better and also like pros and cons about it, because I used to love helping people and I don't think I've helped enough people this year, and that's like more philanthropy Rossi. I would definitely in 2025 I'd like to help myself first and then help a lot of other people too, because I think that the joy, like my mom has raised me to help, to be there for everybody, to help everybody, to say yes to everybody, don't say no and put others before you, and she basically made us doormats. But on the hindsight, it is very fulfilling when you help others, and I really want to first, as I said, help myself and help others. I really want to do good in this world, because the world is a better place if you do good. Failure number 20 is not being independent. Yes, I think it's similar to failure number 5, that is not reaching my goals. I really, as I said, I wanted to move out, be self-sufficient, self-reliant. I think I'm always dependent on the family for the shelter, food. I cannot cook. I can drive my car. I earn my bread. I do want to be independent by maybe 2025, please God. I really want to be able to cook my own food, afford my own bill, travel by myself, and take decisions by myself by 2025, at least a year or two. And I think it's very sexy when you're independent. So failure number 20. Hey, by the way, I found my I found my visa application. It has my sponsorship letter and everything. The application that did not go through because I didn't have money. So failure number 21 is not having the freedom of time. So a little more backstory. September 2022 is when I got my remote job, and there's a funny story how I got my remote job. I went for an event which I was not supposed to go, but a influencer / friend back then invited me, and he was like, you can come, and I was like, okay fine, I'll go. And I had to go all the way 10 kilometers from my house. I rode. I know I'm making it sound like something crazy, but yeah, I went there and I met a friend who knew a guy, and that guy came and sat next to me. I said hello, and then that guy was like, why don't you come join our company? And I was like, I did. And 2 years later, I was still working for that company, remote. I did have freedom of my time where I could do anything I wanted, and that job also, I was basically in sales and callings and managing like the team, make sure that they do their job and everything. And I did have a manager also above me, but that job was very fun because it allowed me freedom of time. I could do, as I said, I could do anything I wanted, whenever I wanted, however I wanted. I could work in the mornings. I could work whenever there was time. There was work. That is something I miss. Now that I've joined a job in office where it demands of me to be there at a certain time, I actually miss having the freedom of time to create, and I feel so sad that I took it for granted. When I did have a remote job, I did not do as much as I could work on my content creation or my business or myself, like running. Like I could become an Iron Man when I did have the time. Like I did have time to spare. Like in the morning, I used to go to the gym like from 10 a.m. and come at 12, and then still manage to do work, and then still manage to maybe create content here and there. But I regret. If you're somebody who has a remote job, please make the best use out of it. Failure number 22, I would say, is not meeting new people. As much as I do meet new people at my job, but like meeting for networking, and this is not for friendship, like for businesses, like not meeting people who have the leverage. I can say like I think back when I was working remotely, or even when I was freelancing by myself, it's like I used to meet a lot of new people on Twitter and even in person. I used to go to events and then network with people. I think that's something I've not done in the past 2 years, not just 2024, is meeting new people. Which I really actively want to change for 2025 is meet new people. I think that's the only way I can find a partner for myself or find new friends, is meet new people, network for work purposes, at least to network, and at least I'll find like-minded people, right? Failure number 23 is more like myself, is something even on the board that I've put, right? Another very bad quality of mine is I cannot be honest. I have a bad habit, but I think I've actively changed it a lot in 2024, but I struggle a lot with telling the truth, and people who know me that I cannot keep up my word because I can... it's like now this has become a therapy session. Wow. I'm sorry I'm traumatizing you, but something I really actively want to change. I think I should seek therapy at this point. And failure number 24, I would say, is not growing this YouTube channel. I really wanted to grow this YouTube channel and become the next big thing like 5 years ago. And that is like one of my biggest failures, not just of 2024, and in fact of the past 5 years, is that how am I not the most paid YouTuber in this world? 2025, this channel better grow, okay? Otherwise, otherwise I'm quitting everything and I'm like going to become a monk or something. Anyways, if you've watched this, thank you so much. Merry Christmas and a very happy new year. I hope to see you a higher version of yourself next year. I don't know man, I hope this helps in any way. I don't think so it helps, but anyways, bye.